Let's get some music. Happy holidays, everybody. All right. I'll give it a couple seconds here. We'll start the stream up here in a minute or two. Hey, Kuyo. How you doing? We're close. We're close with this one. Stabilizers have been modified. So, as you can tell, we've added a couple switches onto this to augment the lack of switches that the client got sent by the manufacturer. So, we only had 70 switches total, so we're missing a couple. That's all good. We threw on. So this is a 75% board. We threw on 4 vintage browns onto the Afro cluster. I lubed them up. They sound pretty good. And they're pretty, I mean, they're pretty similar to the Zealios. I always have trouble discerning differences in switches until I actually have things mounted up and am using it on a consistent basis. We're gonna send one more message out here. So how are your holidays going so far, Kuya? If you're celebrating Christmas or anything else, hope you've had a good year. Nice. It's always a relief there. Hope your school semester ended up successful there, Kuyo. It's always good to be off for a little break there. I know that can get stressful. We're just getting a couple things set up here, guys. We'll go ahead and begin here momentarily. Today we're going to be finishing up part 2 of this KBD75 build for a client. Last we were working on it. Let me just plug in the PCB real quick. Last we were working on it, we had this thing built up to stabilizers tuned and everything. Oh, yeah, red lights. We're in the red light district today. We had everything tuned up and ready to go. Stabilizers all lubed up and tuned. We were just missing a couple switches, and before proceeding with that, we wanted to get a couple more switches lubed up for my client here. If you're just catching up, I've put in some vintage browns here at the top on this F-row cluster, so these switches are going to be stricken fairly infrequently, and so they'll more just be for key mounting and keycap mounting, and yeah, it'll actually give my client the ability to try out some vintage brown switches. These are 4 vintage brown switches from a keyboard that I had actually used for quite some time, and so they're really broken in nicely. Do a bit of a sound test between the Zealios 67 grams and these vintage browns once I'm done building it up. Yeah, let's go ahead, that said, get our soldering iron turned on. Alright. Yeah. This is also given a couple days here to let this plate settle after having mounted all the switches, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, speaking of the holidays, I need to get this build done myself so I can hit the road. Not traveling too far, thankfully, but we will be going up to Pennsylvania later on this evening. Alrighty. Yeah. That's looking good. Yeah, we got we'll have to do a little bit of a mail call here at the end of the stream as well. We have a couple of things in. Oh, Title, thank you very much for following. I appreciate that, my friend. Enjoy your stay. We're always building keyboards, hanging out. Oh, did CRP get... Oh, it looks like the Hammer CRP sets have been shipped out. I was curious, did Anthony do his box opening of that on the stream the other night? I saw, what was it, Friday night I think? I saw he was streaming that. I'm very curious to see the quality of those. let's see here. I just see if I chat in here. What do you think? This Deadboys galore. Hard to type with these gloves. Who would have thought? Oh, he's saying, never mind. He's saying his just got it in through customs. Accent 2, what's going on, my dude? We've got emojis in chat. Oh yeah, Hopeye, what's up, my man? You know, I actually was thinking about it. I was supposed to meet up with Super User earlier in the day today, but time has just been against me. I've been mad dashing to try and get all my chores done before leaving the house. So I'm headed up to Pennsylvania tonight. As soon as I get done with this build here, I'm actually meeting up with the client who I'm building this for, and I'm actually passing him off about 200 vintage black switches that he's going to be tuning up for another client that I'm going to be building a Jane V1 for. So anyways, long story short, I wasn't even able to get to meet with Super User today. We'll probably sync back up after the holidays at this point. But who knows? Maybe. I'm going to have to take a look. I'll message TTY and see if maybe I can swing by real quick and say hello to everybody. So yeah, the reason I'm finishing this is to get this thing ready. Of course, something good. To get this thing ready for this client pass off that I'm about to meet here in a couple hours, I would think. Timing wise, I think I'll probably get this build done by 3 o'clock, get myself together and packed up around 3 o'clock, and then out the door. I've got about a 2-hour drive ahead of me today. I gotcha. Oh yeah, man. I understand. I understand. Yeah, it's been a hectic day. But the one positive part about this stream will be my kid is not here right now. So my wife and mother-in-law actually left to go up out of town a little early, so no crying babies in the background for this one today. Alright. 4 corners all in. Go ahead and get these we'll go ahead and get these modifiers plugged in. Make sure we're not crooked on any of these keys. The solder is flowing today. Yeah, there you go. All right, Hopeye, definitely, dude. Have a safe trip, man. And yeah, I might catch you later on this afternoon. What happened there? That's okay, actually. Look bubbly for a second. Actually, sitting down further than I thought. Why isn't chat working? Chat should be working. Your message is coming through, which is indicative that chat is working. Okay. Not only is chat working, but we've got some emojis now. I guess people are excited about that, right? Isn't that what you do on Twitch? Spam emojis? I didn't even know that most of the emojis didn't unlock until you were an affiliate. I had no idea. So what's going on, Pizza and Milk? How you doing today, man? Hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Oh yeah, Axum 2's got the right idea. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, what's going on? There we go. I had no idea. Gotcha. Good. Yeah, I hope your PC rebuild went well. Sounded like you had some tech chores to take care of this morning as well. Yeah, so I was actually catching up while I was doing the desoldering this morning for those vintage blacks. I was catching up on Overlord. I don't know if you guys have seen that show. Won't give away any spoilers if you haven't, but gotta tell you guys, if you haven't caught it, Season 2 sucked. It was pretty slow. Season 3, however, Season 3 is pretty good. Had that going all morning. I made my way through, I think, like 3 or 4 episodes. Oh shoot, did I do the right key there? Hey, remind me, Snorlax, did you want a stepped caps lock or the standard one? The non-stepped. Need to move that key over one if you want the standard. Okay, I got you. Not a big deal at all. Yeah, I was just on automatic pilot when I was putting this all together. I put in the step caps lock without even thinking. Go, we'll move that over for you. And standard it is. There we go. groovy. How's audio volume for everyone? I think the mic is good. I just don't know if my music is loud enough. If you guys want to have that turned up a little bit, or if it's okay. You guys let me know. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Need to reflow this one real quick. All right. So our bottom row is done. Those look pretty good. Looking pretty straight to me. Kuyo, thanks for following, my friend. Enjoy your stay. Cool. Alright. I think we only had, since we're using this backspace, I think we only had one other. We just want to get in. I want to verify and make sure this one gets straight as well. And then we can just start going down the line. Hey, what's up, Future Crime? I did not yet open it. That will be coming here shortly. I did get those in though. Well, bang it. So yeah, we'll be opening those up here in a little bit. Probably shouldn't show off addresses and everything on stream. Yeah, so those will be coming. Have a couple extra PCBs there for some TKLs. What I'm going to do with them, I have not yet decided, but because I did order a PCB with my Jane, and so I've at least got extras, and so I don't know yet. I might have like perhaps one brass plate and one aluminum plate. I might get an acrylic plate made. I'm not sure. I got a couple different things. Or I might just even have them for backup plans in case PCBs die on me. Yeah. I might actually put mine in over my Jane PCB. I don't know. It'll be the first tiny PCB I've seen, so I'm eager to put his work to the test. Tiny's a great guy. I know he's designed PCBs for a couple of other buys in the community as well. Like, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Zek's board I think he designed the PCB for that. I'm not 100% though. These are some wide through holes on this wavebands board. Takes lots of solder. Our joints are looking pretty good though. Might even need to, yeah, I need to pay attention to that. This is taking more, this PCB is taking more solder than I'm used to. It's all good, we'll just need to flow a little more on. Yeah, so the through holes are just wide around the stems of these pins, or around the legs of these switches here, and so as I'm flowing solder onto the components here, this is just able to take a lot more solder before it starts bubbling up top. And of course, you want to hit that happy medium when you're soldering between, a fully flowed joint and a bubbly joint. You don't want the latter. You want just fully flowed, basically you want to create just clean little mountains with your solder. Yeah, and I'm definitely on the lower end of the mountains right now. If the Rockies are the goal, then I'm more like East Coast mountains right now. It's all good. We'll just flow a little bit more on. And no worries. I mean, I went back and I retouched a couple of them and just flowed a little bit more solder on ones that looked a little too shallow. That's right, we want to make happy little mountains. Happy little mountains of solder. Guys, give me a little bit more close up. Looking good? Yeah, that's right. We're Bob Rossing it up in here. Oh, so yeah, after this, let the Christmas movie marathon begin. I'll do a little bit of traveling today, but I think I've got Die Hard, I've got some Home Alone, I've got Deck the Halls, the one with Danny DeVito. Jingle All the Way. What else am I missing? Christmas Vacation. I love Christmas Vacation. What PCB is that? Oh yeah, this is the this is the KBD fans. It's actually the PCB that comes with it. Yeah, man. I think Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite ones. Oh, you definitely need to catch it. You definitely need to catch it. I love the scene with the lights, and then I can't remember, but Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld, she's in it. Her and her boyfriend during the Christmas light scene. People that have seen it know what I'm talking about. Jay Burns, thanks for the follow, my friend. Enjoy your stay. Christmas Story's a good one too. Yeah, Christmas Story's old school. But yeah, Christmas Vacation is one of the best. Is Christmas Vacation? Christmas Vacation is Chevy Chase, right? One of his better works for sure. I always want to get Chevy Chase and Steve Martin confused. Gremlins. You know, that's a movie I haven't seen in a while. That one looks a little bit bubbly. There will be no bubbly joints on our watch. Nice, there you go. What are you getting, Jaburns? A little Christmas gift for yourself? A little Merry Christmas to you? Alright, so this is funny. I stand corrected. So the function row on the Wavefans PCB is it took a lot of solder, but now that I'm on like the normal number and alpha keys, it seems to be just a standard amount of solder. Nothing over the top required for those. Yeah, I think it's just because people are looking for, you know, I mean, if you've gone completely USB-C, you don't want to maintain the older cables, I would guess. I gotta be honest, I have one USB-C board myself, and it's kind of just a pain in the butt because all my other keyboards are all mini USB. And so, mini USB for the win still, if you ask me. There we go, number row all complete. Looking good. Looking good, looking good. So does anyone know, why did Die Hard become a Christmas movie? I love it that it is, because I love Die Hard, and Christmas movies after a couple of them kind of get boring. Anyone know the story of that? I guess that's true. Yeah, Die Hard #1, Christmas movie for sure. Yeah, that might just be it. There you go. Hey, it's good enough for me. I'll take Bruce Willis and Die Hard over, you know, some of like the other, you know, like Miracle on 31st Street or like Love Actually, turning that into a Christmas movie. Ugh. Yeah, I get it. Again, same kind of deal as Die Hard. It's not really a Christmas movie, but I guess since it's set around Christmas, it gets grandfathered in. That's who's in Love Actually that I wouldn't think was in there. I know the lead guy, but isn't it why do I want to say it's the guy who played Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars. Why am I having I'm having a brain fart right now on his name. Same guy from Taken. What's his name? Yeah, Liam Neeson. So did you guys see the Did you guys see the new movie on Netflix called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs? Liam Neeson is actually in that as well. Yeah, that's right. Future Crime knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, so The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Yep, it's a Coen Brothers movie. You got it. Yep, and yeah, it is out. I've seen it. I think I've watched it 3 times already. I watched it the first time with my wife and mother-in-law, and they were like, "This is the stupidest movie ever." I'm like, "No, you just don't understand. It's Coen Brothers. This is hysterical." And yeah, so I've seen it a bunch since. Yeah, you know what it's kind of like? So if you think of it like, and I won't give any spoilers, but if you think of it kind of like a collection of short stories, you'll enjoy that a lot more that way. Like I think my mother-in-law and my wife were expecting it to like all kind of come together, all these separate stories. Definitely don't anticipate that, you know. And I didn't actually myself from the get-go. Like me knowing the Coen Brothers and the way they prefaced it, you know, with like the storybook opening up on the beginning of the tale, I was kind of like, you know, once they did that for the second tale, I was like, oh, they're just kind of flipping through a collection of short stories, like, you know, the Brothers Grimm or something like that. It's a really cool movie. Yeah, so it's got, I can't remember the name of the guy who's like Buster Scruggs from the first short story, but then it's got James Franco in for one of the short stories. It's got Liam Neeson in for another one of them. I can't remember the name of the guy who played Mad-Eye Moody, the British actor who played Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter, but he's in one of the short stories. Like, it's a killer cast. It's definitely worth a watch. A little bit of action, a little bit of comedy, and definitely some of those short stories, as all good stories should, leave you asking, you know, questions at the end. And you're like, oh man, they're definitely insightful. Oh, that's cool. So what's the name of the book that those stories come from? Because I'd love to grab a copy of that. That would definitely be a good one to throw on the bookshelf. Or are you just saying they wrote the stories over 20 years or so? Oh, so Coen Brothers. This is like the Coen Brothers, you know, works that they've just written over time and sort of compiled all together. Oh, that's cool. Those guys are crazy awesome when it comes to creativity. Yeah, those guys are awesome. Like, it kind of reminds me, now that you say that, it kind of reminds me of like the Silmarillion with Tolkien, you know what I mean? Like, he's like created this crazy fantastical universe, and you know, all of his thoughts don't even make it in, and so he just writes this encyclopedia almost of all of his other just loose thoughts. Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies I recommend checking out. You know, and it's nice to have a movie that's not just a remake of a book, or, you know, actually creative, you know, and so anytime a story like that has you thinking, and discussing it either amongst yourself or with friends after you've watched it. That's a successful story in my mind. Oh, and I forgot the star of the show. So, again, I won't tell you any spoilers, but it's got Milton from Office Space in it. Yeah, so shout out to that guy, whatever his name is. He is hysterical. Excuse me, senor. I ordered the daiquiri and this is the margarita, but I said no salt. No salt. No salt. I'll take my traveler's checks elsewhere. I'll burn this resort to the ground. Wisu, what's up, my dude? And Pro 2 or Ducky 1-2 TKO? Correct me if I'm wrong, the And Pro 2 is a 60%, and the Ducky 1-2 is obviously a 10 keyless when you're talking about that format. Is the And Pro 2 a 10 keyless as well? Because I think that's your answer right there. Whichever format you like more is what I would go with. If you want a bigger keyboard, go with the TKL. If you want the smaller 60%, yeah, if you want the smaller 60%, go with the M Pro 2. Yep. I think you'll have a fairly consistent experience across both of those. Yeah, I've not heard anything too negative about either or. Personally, I cannot give you the best recommendation though, because I have not used either of those. My apologies, friend. I could perhaps guide you if you tell me what your price point is, and if you tell me what layout is your favorite, and any other suggestion, any other preferences that you'd like to maintain. I can certainly give you a suggestion or two based off some things I have used or have worked with, that is. Wisu, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Enjoy your stay, my friend. Yeah, let me know. Seriously, I love guiding people through the process. I haven't owned them all, but I've worked with a fair number of them, and I've owned quite a few, so might be able to help you out. Sure. Yeah, so I mean, I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing you lose with a 60% is obviously your arrow keys. And so a lot of people find, especially when they're going from an 80% or higher down to a smaller percentage size board, that the arrow keys is something they for sure want to keep dedicated keys for. So answer that question in your mind first. If you want to maintain your arrow keys, you can get a 65% board, something similar to this guy right here. So that's a 65% with some blockers on it. And so that kind of gives you a good medium ground there. You know, basically you have no function row keys, you don't have the little cluster to the right, and obviously you don't have a numpad. So yeah, I mean, Future Crime, I'd agree. 65% is the way to go these days. I'm using a 60% right now. I don't mind it. This is a 60% ergo here behind my fan. No arrow keys and no cluster. But the way you get away with that is you have a function button here on all these keyboards that are smaller than a TKL. And I just sold my second one, so I can't help you out with another 910. But you have a function key that's over here onto the right side of your, actually typically it's to the right side of your shift here. I'll try and zoom in here a little bit on my Alice. So yeah, so you can see shift key, but then function key there. And my arrow keys on the Alice are actually boom, 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 boom. And so when I need to, and I typically, you know, I typically don't use my arrow keys, but when I do, the function modifier, I hit that with my pinky, and then I'm still able to use, you know, my pointer and middle finger to strike the arrows, just like I normally would on a regular arrow cluster. You can also see I do keep a number pad on my desk. Well, you can't see it right now. Now you can. I keep a number pad on my desk as well. Honestly, guys, that is like almost entirely for aesthetic. I very infrequently strike my number key. It's pretty much just when I'm putting in, like, you know, pins or something, or if I have, like, you know, an account number or a routing number I need to put in, or, you know, something, a lot of text. If I'm just typing a number or two, or even a phone number, more times than not, I touch type pretty well, and so I just hit the end number keys through that. So yeah, so I mean, that's the big question to ask yourself if you're only looking at N or the Ducky 2 TKL. So with those in mind, think to yourself, am I okay with losing the arrow keys? My initial impression myself when I went from a TKL to a 60% was, no, I'm not okay with losing my arrow keys, but so many people use this form factor and like it, I wanted to give it a try and see what all the hubbub was about. So I actually, my first 60% was an HHKB. I picked one up for like $150 used on Mech Market, and I was, after using it for a couple of days, I got over the learning curve of having a function modifier and all the arrow keys and every other key that's not present on the board being on a function layer. And I mean, I use pretty much exclusively 60 and 65% boards these days. You know, in my opinion, that's the way to go. And you will love the fact that your mouse is so close to your keyboard. Like, here's home row and me typing, and here's my mouse. Whereas with a full size, my mouse would be like off camera right somewhere. You know what I mean? It would just be way far off. So Vortex Core function mod. Yeah, so I'm just catching back up. So yeah, TKL is a good format. I still have a TKL. I've got another one actually on the way. TKL is just like the classiest format, if you ask me, but certainly a lot of use cases for 60 and 65%. Yeah, so if you're using a lot of shortcuts that involve the F keys, and keys like insert, then yeah, you might want to maintain a physical key for that. Something like this might be the perfect option for you. I know this isn't built up right now, but this is the function layer up on top, and then here's your number layer, here's your number row, and then these are all your alphas down here. So I mean, we're building up a 75% here right now. So if you need to maintain that function row, something like a 75% might be the perfect option for you. When are you gonna build your tryst, Future Crime? Or are you? I need to get some artisan keycaps to show off for mine. I need to fill up that top row with artisans. Yeah. Is yours the CE or did you have a numbered one? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I originally got Tiffany's numbered Tris. It was supposed to be silver with a red plate, but I ended up, I think that one got lost. I think Aramex legit lost that. I don't think Sam got it back. And so I think he just sent me one of the extra ones. Sam's a great guy. Yeah, like I think the distribution center in Malaysia lost it. Hey, thanks, Wisu. Yeah, absolutely, man. Good luck in your keyboard hunt. I think, yeah, overall you can't go wrong with either one of those. All right. Did I miss any? Oh yeah, I missed a couple of arrow keys. We missed it down and left. There we go. We'll get these two, and then we will dress this guy up and give her a test. Okay. Are you talking about your Triss feature crime? Because, yeah, I'd agree. The olive was such a crazy one-off color. That'd be a cool one to have. Yeah. So, I'm going to be building up blue-gray Jane V1 with the external weight here, I think within the next couple of weeks after the believe this is the hardware I'll be using. And that they just sent a bunch extra, or how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of differentiating height. So let's see here. We can go ahead and close this out. All right, we've got 1, 2. We need to remove some keycaps here. So we can get this straightened down. Okay, we'll make that one gone. Oh, that's it. Okay. Is it just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the bottom 2? I think that might be it. So those line up there. So 1, 2, and then the top 4, and then we mount in the middle, and then these are just, are these just pinups? Do I actually mount these? No, I mount this. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. We need flips. Okay, sounds good, Storlax. Let me look here. Ah, gotcha. Okay. So what is that? That's the ones that are grayed out, or the ones? Huh. Give me some insight as to what I do with those. Well, I see if I've got the requisite. Nope, that's too wide. Let's see if I've got the requisite screwdriver to get the rest of these screws out. Hopefully. Yes, yes we do. Definitely something to keep in mind. If you guys have a KBD75, you will need a long, thin screwdriver like that, because that is a very deep, very narrow top mount. Or not top, you know what I'm trying to say. Ruh-roh. I didn't hold that as I should have. Fear not, we will find it. 1 second, chat. Let me find this. There it is. All right. Yeah. I thought maybe that might be the case. Yeah. So I've got mount points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then perhaps one underneath the spacebar? Question mark? Let me see here. Come here, spacebar. No, nothing underneath the spacebar. So, yeah, so it should just be these ones that have the brass outline on them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see here. Nope, I don't have a hole through the plate for that one. So just this guy right here. 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have an 8? No, that was it. 8, yeah, 8. I do have 8. Let's see here. Let's utilize a flashlight. That's not a flashlight. Come on, that. There we go. There we go. That's lined up perfectly. Alright, and I believe we will need the long hardware for all of these. So there'd be razors for just extra support. So you would screw into most of them, but then they would just, the other razors would just give you extra support so that you would be able to, you know, as you push down on the PCB and plate, you wouldn't get as much flex. But I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna see here once we get this in. I have to be honest. So this these screw heads are quite narrow, and I'm wondering if the yeah, I just don't see how. I'll show you what I mean once I finish putting these screws in and actually get, you know, a couple of them in there and stabilized so that it doesn't go anywhere. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Yeah, I might just have... Definitely show me what you have though, Snorlax, and I will take a look at that as well, see if maybe I did something wrong. Oopsie. Yep. That's going to be difficult. Let's see if we can get at this. Come on. That's not the right pair of tweezers. Let's try and get at this with this guy. Oh boy. That's incredible. Oh boy. There we go. When in doubt, flip it upside down. Let's try this again. There we go. Turn up over. There we go. Yep, so that's exactly the picture you just sent me, Snorlax, is exactly how it looks. Also got to take in mind, you only have a certain number of these holes that go through your plate. So for instance, here's one of them. There's another one of them. There's another one of them. And there's the fourth one. So all 4 of those on the top have all got screws on them. And then you have one on the bottom here, and you have a second one on the bottom here. Both of those have screw holes in them. And then you've got a hole in the middle of your plate here for a screw. That too has a screw in it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1. Right here is another little guy, but for the life of me, I shine my flashlight in here. I have no visibility of an actual screw in there. I would think there would be one, but I don't see it. You know, I don't even see a corner of it. So it's not like the PCB is moved or the plate is moved or anything in this, and it's just not visible. I don't think I think it's over too far. There's another one here, and you can even see what I'm working with here on this one. As you can see there, that's fiberglass underneath that. That's part of your PCB. There's nowhere to go with that screw hole. So don't worry about that one. So yeah, that said, that is what we're working with screw holes for this. So if it lines up here correctly, I'm pretty confident it does. We will drop the top on this. Actually, let me just take one last look here too at the USB port. Yeah, I mean the USB port and everything is centered there in the middle of the port. That looks good and secure. I think we're Gucci. Drops on nice and secure. So yeah, that looks good to me. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that there's some extra hardware. KBD fans designs a lot of PCBs. They design a lot of plates. They design a lot of cases. Yeah, I wouldn't at all be surprised. So here's the caveat to that though, Snorlax. You're still going to get benefit from that standoff. It's still going to be pretty close to the PCB, so that it'll limit mobility and flex of the PCB still. So, I mean, yeah, you're not, especially with an aluminum plate, this thing's not flexing at all. You won't encounter any flex with this, which is a positive and a negative depending upon which way you look at it. So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue, and of course, in your box, I will throw in every single screw and piece of hardware that you've sent to me, so if you want to give it another closer inspection, by all means, you have all the hardware you need to put the rest of that together. Alright, so let me turn off my flashlight here, and let's carefully flip this. Flex is right, man. Flex is sex. Yeah, flex is the way to go. Although to each their own. There's some boards that I don't like flexing. Like sometimes you just really want like a, you know, a nice firm vintage black bottom out. You know what I mean? But like, picture this future crime. A half plate poly Alps gasket with blue or orange switches. Oh yes. Oh yes. With Alps, the more flex, the better, in my opinion. And basically, what was that? Who was that? Was that Lightning's board? Who had that gasket with the poly half plate? And I think he had vintage blacks on it, if I'm not mistaken. Was that Lightning? Lightning's got some crazy good boards. I saw his number one Oh yeah, so it must not have been it must not have been a half plate. Yeah, that's true, because there's no Alps. There's no plate mount Alps. What if you could... So you know how on some vintage switches, they have... Here, and I'll show you. Exhibit A, what I'm talking about. Do I have them? Oh yeah, here they are. I was just soldering these earlier today. So take a look at what the West German vintage blacks do. Notice the number of pins on this thing. Yeah. See? I wonder if you could do something like this with an Alps board. So, who can guess what that is? Those are the pins for actual through holes up at the top here. What are those? Who can guess? You've got your plastic PCB legs here. You've got your switch pins for the through-hole soldering here. But what in the world is this? Nope, not caps LED. Alright, so you ready for this? I'll give Future Crime a second. He probably knows what it is. Those two. It's actually a staple. So on old school Cherry G80 boards, they put a staple in the switch and they actually solder it in for extra stability. And so, for instance, these bad boys here, as you can see, this is disgusting. On the PCB, you've got extra holes on the bottom for these guys. Those are staple holes for the switches. And in some of them, in fact, in some of the really old Cherry G80 boards, they actually put a diode within the switch. And so a diode comes up into the middle of this, and you can actually see the copper diode sitting in here, and then the two legs for the diode actually mount into the PCB. So yeah, so these are old West German vintage switches that I actually got from Wodan, and so yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of work with those lately. All right, back to the task at hand. Just a fun little keyboard science tidbit for you guys before we move on. Yeah, word of wise there, Snorlax, definitely want to get some hardware like these so that you can take the board apart if you want to ever do any modding to it. You want to get one of these thin screwdrivers. Yeah, I'm gonna guess unless you have one like this, nothing in your arsenal will actually fit through these top holes here on the left and right. Do you want me to put the bump-ons on, or would you like to do that? I got the little 3M sticky bump-ons for the bottom. I can leave that to you if you'd like. Just keep in mind that those are in the box if you want to do it yourself. It'll keep your keyboard from moving down the desk a little bit. All right. Cool. There's that. Let me get my switches here real quick. Please put them on. Sorry, camera angle. Need to get in this desk drawer here real quick. Okay. All right, we are going forward with Operation Stickers. Yeah, Yeah, it's definitely funny when they have the diodes in there. I don't have too many case examples of that. You have to find the really early G80 ones. I have 3 PCBs laying around in the box behind me, but they're a little buried at the moment. But those have the example of what I'm talking about. Go. You know, so Anthony001 has said in the past that the KBD75 is one of the best anos he's seen. I gotta agree. This is a fantastic looking board. Excuse my fingerprints there, folks. Sorry about that. I mean, yeah, look at the matching between the bottom and top. I mean, it's, again, excuse my fingerprints, it's identical. It looks really, really good. I am very, very pleased. His assessment of the anodization there was not a wrong one at all. Yeah, really solid overall looking keyboard. You got a good one here, Snorlax. I think you're gonna like it, my man. This baggie is garbage. The other baggie, I will put the extra hardware in for you, Snorlax. Alright, and let's build it up. Okay, perfect, yeah. That was the only other one that was, I wanted to make sure came in straight. And then I think we had, insert was missing. Insert was not on there. That's fine, let's caps lock to additions that. End is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. F5, wait, what is this? Is that one? That's escape. And then this is the, oh, this is the little tilde. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we had, before I lose them in the fray here, I believe this one is page down. Alt. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Let's look at these. Oh no, we gotta use crazy blue, right? Little accents on it. 6, 7, 8, 9 should be a blue one as well then. I've got multiple open items. There are so many. We're doing crazy little blue accents on this guy. There are so many different options for keycaps in this set. Muted is absurd. Muted has got like every keycap under the sun. I'm just gonna put all the function modifier keycaps all in one spot, and we'll just see. So A S D F G H B. I think I need this one. That's the proper page up layout. Yep. There's the 75% page up layout. We're still searching for the proper page down layout. 6, 7, 8, 7. P. There we go. F12. All these function keys. Let's just put up top because we got so many different options. This guy here. Here's the caps lock. Do the crazy windowed caps lock key. Fame Guy 07, thanks very much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Enjoy your stay. I believe this one's the print screen button there. A deep space keycap set. I'm going to need to refresh my memory on what that one looks like. I don't think I remember, as a matter of fact. 6, 7, 8. Like Space Cadet? Is that what you mean? It's a Space Cadet. Ooh wee. I'm not a big SA profile guy, but if I were, I would be rocking some Space Cadet. We're gonna go scooped. We're gonna go Okay, pause this. And let's come over here and get some typing tests in. All right. Feeling a little slow today. I'll be honest with you guys. Will we hit 100? That is the question. And for the answer to that, let's find out. We can do better than that. Oh no. That derailed us. We can do better than that. So I like it. First impressions, I think the stabilized keys sound pretty darn good. Definitely a good travel on the space bar. So here are, if I'm remembering correctly, F8, 9, and 10. So here are vintage blacks. I'll put these one Huey away. Or here are some vintage F8, 9, and here are some vintage browns. And here are the Zealios. Brown, Zealio. Definitely sounds a little bit more muted with the browns. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. Snorlax, yeah, you've got the browns, F8, 9, 10, and 11. And then everything else is the Zealios. Everything else is the Zealios. Oh man, we were close. Yeah, there you go. Some Halo Trues. Are you gonna do any modding? You gonna try and get any panda housings for them? Dare I bring up Holy Pandas right now? We can get 100. We can hit 100. I imploded there in a couple of sections. It's feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good, pretty good. Oh my goodness. I keep like going back to like fix things and and the ones I try and fix then like I keep messing up on, so I like rewind and waste time trying to go back and fix a typo, and then I end up getting the word wrong after wasting even more time trying to fix it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not noticing any inconsistencies as I type with it though, so that's a good sign. Snorlax, I'm just going to say that if you notice anything as you're typing with it over the next couple of days, just let me know. Just hit me up. Send me a DM. I can probably even pick it up on the way back into town on Wednesday if we need to return to anything, but as of right now, it seems pretty good. It's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, so I think we will take a second here and do a quick unboxing. Yeah, I have unboxing to do. Let me go ahead and get the scissors out. Oh yeah. Cue the what's in the box. What the F is in the box? Alrighty. As promised, we did get in the Heine PCBs. Oh yeah, those came in today or last. They came in last night actually. So this was part of a group buy for a TKL PCB that Josh Heinebusch, Heine himself, put together, who is a PCB master extraordinaire. And I am eager to see what these things look like. I've seen images, but I have not yet seen close details of this PCB. So you guys can take a look with me right off the start. We'll get this thing opened up. You know what? We don't need this. Give you guys a little bit more screen real estate here. There we go. Unboxing time, baby. Alright. I'm going to real quick off camera. Let's see if I can pick this label off. Actually, you know what? Off camera, I'm just going to do this. Boom. Where do you get those nice braided cables? So this cable here behind me, there's actually two. This one's from Mech Cables, and then I have another one. This guy actually, that's a Lindy cable, I think. This is a Lindy cable off Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so packaged up in some bubble wrap, nothing too special there. Ooh, and here we go. Oh, here it is. A little Heine labeling on it. Oh, not too bad. Let's open this guy up. What do you mean he doesn't listen to you? Like, you just put in a Google order and he'll process it and ship it out to you in a couple days. Did you have like questions for him or something? Alright. Granted, this is a bad angle. Hold on one second. Let me give you guys a better angle here on this. Oh yeah, that thing is beautiful. Heine H87A version 1.5, designed in 2008, heinebusch.com. Yep, so it comes with SMDs and resistors and diodes all put in place for you. And yeah, the traces really look pretty solid. So it's basic black on gold look here for this thing. I'll give you guys a little close up here. There you go. The Heine H87. Yep, pretty solid look if you ask me. Yep, nothing really more to be desired there. It's the basic A87 layout with the USB on the right side as you have it facing proper orientation as it would be mounted. Yeah, I bought 2 of these bad boys, so both pretty good. I haven't really taken a close look at the second one yet, but let's go ahead and plug this thing up. I'm going to guess. Oh, he's got them on by default. Oh, we got some red, some blindingly bright red. So yeah, other things to note. Oh, that's too bad. Other things to note, I'm surprised that comes with LEDs enabled by default. I wouldn't be surprised if Heine was shipping these with broken SMD LEDs. That dude hates RGB. But yeah, no, obviously that would not be bueno. He's got all of these pre-mounted, and the SMD work looks pretty darn good. I don't think I will have any issues building on this PCB. Definitely looks quality. You've got the reset portion here outlined. Yeah, everything looks good. I just need to figure out what firmware he's got on it. I don't know if he did QMK or what. I need to. It's been a while since I've checked the group buy on this. But yeah, there you have it. So that's the unboxing done, and that brings us to the end of our stream. Yeah, QMK. There you go. So yeah, as always, thanks everyone for tuning in today. We will be back after the holidays on Wednesday. I will be doing a desoldering stream, I believe. I have, I think 5 or 6, or even maybe more PCBs to desolder. I've got a bunch of those G80 switches that I need to get done for a little group buy I hosted on some vintage blacks, and so definitely tune in for that if you want to see a bunch of desoldering, and a little Q&A and keyboard chatter. And then yeah, after that we will be tuning up some switches and building the, let me look here, I believe next is going to be either the TGR 910 SE that I have, my personal build, or it might be an Alps. I have an Alps 60 and a Jane R1 coming in for a client. I'm not sure how timelines will mesh there with all of that. I think that 910 will fit in before all of those. And that one we're excited about. Not only is that a personal build that will probably compete with my Alice here as a daily driver, that's going to be built up with West German vintage blacks, which I have not yet had an opportunity to try, and so I have had those in hand. Obviously, I've desoldered a series of those for a couple of other guys, and basically I've had those side by side, and I am the worst gauge of switches until I actually mount them and use them with keycaps on them, but side by side with some 1989 vintage black off a Wise keyboard, which is certainly, I would say, like, you know, a mid-range vintage black. These dirty, untuned, non-spring swapped, like, sounded and felt like side by side with just a loose switch in my hand, almost as good. And so I'm going to be ultrasonic cleaning them, spring swapping them, stickering them, well, filming them, and lubing them with some 205G0, so those will be juicy. So yeah, all that to come. Hope to see you guys there. Have a great weekend, a great holiday if you guys are celebrating Christmas, a happy New Year if I don't catch you before then, and we'll see y'all next time. Later.